we started with, in fact, a class before that, we started with understanding the conditions, right? And then in the conditions, if you look at the grand schema of things, we talked about sequential programming at a high level. Now we are doing conditions here. And then next we will do more about iterations. But for now, this is just to tell you where we are into the grand scheme of things. Within the conditions, there are 4 types of conditions. And we covered last time 2. First one is the happy path, which is if. Then we also covered if and then the negative scenario called if else. Today we will cover what we call it if, elif, and else. Okay, and then we will go into what we call it multiple conditions. We are still dealing with, if you notice, we are still dealing with just one condition, that what if there is a variable and that variable has some value, here, and this is a variable and this is a value, and we're checking if this variable has this value or not, right? And if this is true, then you want to do something. Similarly, in if else, we are saying if there is a variable, we are checking if this variable has some value or not, and then yes, then do something, no, then do something else. This is what we did in the last class. But at a high level, we are still dealing with one variable and one value. We are saying if name equal to Mihika, and then we did something. If name equal to Anish, then we checked it. But you're in the condition, you have still one variable and you still have one value. And that means when you're comparing one variable with one value, either it is equal or it is not equal. If it is greater or not greater, it results in answer true or false. But what happens if that variable has multiple values? For example, if name is Mihika, then I say, hello, Miss Mihika. If name is Anish, I say, hello, Mr. Anish. You give some change, some variation based on different values of the variable. So you are still checking if it's true or not. But rather than doing just 2 conditions, if and else, we'll do if and multiple, what we call it, elif. Elif is a combination, this whole word, elif, is a combination of else and if, right? So we will say if, elif, elif, and then finally else. Like this. Make sense? So we'll check if name is, let's say we are dealing with all the students in a classroom who have got marks, 800, 90 out of 100, 90 or above. Then we will say, hey, you're gonna, you are, so we'll give some, you're doing awesome job and all. Then people who are between 90 to 70 to 90, then we want to deal with differently. You are still dealing with the word marks, the variable marks. It's just that we are taking different values of marks, and that is giving you multiple conditions, right? You will deal with it in multiple scenarios. For example, as I said, let's say, all of you take breakfast, a different breakfast on different days, or you wake up on a different times depends on the day. So let's say if it's a Monday, then you take bread and omelette, right? On Tuesdays, you take milk and bread. On Wednesdays, you take milk and cereal. Right? Wednesday, Thursday, you do fasting. You skip your breakfast. And Friday, you do, I don't know, I'm running out of breakfast, I guess. Say What else do we do? Fruits.
Waffles.
Saturday. Waffles. And Sunday, go outside for breakfast. Right? So you can see multiple conditions. If day equal to Monday, right? Then you want to take omelette. And otherwise, if day equal to Tuesday, you can write individual if condition. If Monday, then do this. If this, you can write individual like this. But the right way to do is to use what we call it if and elif. That means you're saying, hey, if it is a Monday, then do this. If it's Tuesday, if it's this, you do like this. And that is what we will write in our code to say. But the key thing to remember, you're dealing still with one variable, and now you're dealing with multiple values. Rather than checking if it is Monday, yes or no, you are saying, how about if it is Monday? How about if it's Tuesday? How about Wednesday? So you are checking different values of the same variable. The variable is still same, day. And that's the key thing to remember. The values are changing. If you keep just one value, one variable, one value, then an happy path, then your if. If one variable and still one value, but you also want to deal with negative scenario, then you have else. But when you have one variable and multiple values, that is where if elif comes into picture. And this is the key to remember, is when you read a code, when you read a problem statement, and you are going to write code against it. Key thing to remember is, hey, what is the variable, and does this variable have multiple values or not? Correct? And I'll show you both ways of how this works. As I said, the bad way of writing this code is, you can say if day equal to Monday, then you do something. Then you say again another if, and at the same level, right? And this is basically, I'm using this single if, what you learned in the last class. If with happy scenarios. If it is not Monday, you don't care, you come out. Then you create another block here, and you write if day equal to Tuesday, then you want to do something. And if it is not Tuesday, forget about it. Then you write third block, and at the same level, notice these are not parent-child like, or part of same if block. This is totally different if block. The happy path only if block. This is new happy path only if block. This is new happy path, right? There is no else. I'm only interested. One challenge with this, there is nothing wrong in this type of code. You can write it, but it's not efficient. Why it is not efficient? Suppose day is Monday. Suppose day is Tuesday. It will go and check Monday, and then it will take Tuesday. It will still go and check whether it is Wednesday or not. It will still check if it is Thursday or not. It will still check if it's a Friday or not. Even though your condition is satisfied, you're still checking, it doesn't make sense. So if I asked your name when I'm greeting you and saying, what's your name? And you say Anish, and then I say, okay, then I welcome you. Then I don't have to check for other names. Hey, are you Anish? Are you Mika? Are you Yashwant? Are you Akarsh? It doesn't make sense, right? So this is why, even if you write like this, it's technically it is okay, but this is not an efficient algorithm. If I know that you are, once I realize that you are Akarsh, then I don't have to check for other names. Make sense? Right? Bhupesh? Sorry, Ishan, do you understand?
Yeah, but I have a question actually.
Okay.
So will you be using this in an actual program, like the same exact format?
Yes, and I'm going to show you in the actual program. But first, conceptually understand that when to use if, when to use if else, and when to use if, elif, and else. The third stage that I'm going to teach you today. So it is important to recognize the use of where you're going to apply this, right? The what we call it, from the problem statement angle, not from solution angle. So the same problem I can write like this. I can say if day is Monday and if day is Tuesday. The problem is, it is going to, even though this condition was satisfied, in blue, this box, your code is still going to ask, is Tuesday, is this Wednesday? It doesn't make sense. I mean, the date can either be Monday or Tuesday or Thursday. You don't have to check for each and every day, right? Make sense, Ishan?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Now, what we will do is, let's quickly write a flow chart, because flow chart is very useful in these conditions. So the way we write flow chart here is, we will say start, then we'll say, we'll take an input and say read day, a variable called day, in which we will accept the value, what is the date today, and whatever user entered, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll accept it in that day. And then we are going to check if day equal to Monday. I'm just abbreviating it, Monday. And answer is no. Then you want to go and check if day is equal to Tuesday. Only when answer is no, then you want to go and check. And on top of it, you say yes or no. Then you want to check another thing and say, is day equal to Wednesday? And then answer is no, then you go further. If answer is yes, then you do something and you move to close. You're done. Here also something. If answer is yes, then you eat the breakfast, milk and cereal, and you're done. Here also, if it is yes, then you do something and then you move to close. In each scenario, if it is true, then you eat milk and cereal. If it is Tuesday, yes, then you eat bread and omelette and you're done. If on other days, but if it is not, that is the interesting part. As you can see, it feels like a waterfall. You will go and check each and every day till you meet your condition. But what's the advantage? Suppose today is Tuesday, then my program will come here, check for Monday. This check is done. This check is done, and then it goes this route. It doesn't have to execute other piece of the code. This thing will not never execute, because it already satisfied the condition here. Answer is yes, today is Tuesday. So it will make bread and omelette and be done. It doesn't have to go and check each and every condition, as I shown you in the other case. Other case, you are checking several ifs, independent ifs, right? The key is independent ifs. If Tuesday, do something. If you know it is Tuesday, then you should stop processing and you should not check even other days, because on a particular day, it cannot be Tuesday and Wednesday together. Either it will be Tuesday or it will be Wednesday. So the way you are checking it, this is efficient, and that is where the if elif comes into picture. This algorithm or this flow chart that I'm drawing you, I will show you. I'll write this code so that you understand that actually you are, when you're doing this Monday, Tuesday, and you are, as soon as you meet your condition, you get out of this whole block of checks. And that is what we use for if and elif part. I'll pause here for a minute and see if there are any questions. Okay. And as I said, I drew the flow chart. So let's say we'll use this, I'm going to write a code here. Last time we covered 16 and 17. Today we're going to cover chapter 18. This one is the example 1. Okay. Okay. So now, as you can see, let's write the same code. Okay. We'll say day equal to input enter day of the week. Okay, and then we will say if day equal to we will do one more thing. We'll convert this into a all lowercase. That way we don't have to worry about. We will still say day equal to day dot lower. This way we don't have to worry about uppercase and lowercase, and we are going to compare everything with lowercase. And say Monday. You still put colon at the end, right? This is your happy path, day equal to Monday. Then you want to say print today. We'll say bread and omelette. If it is not Monday, so far we have learned the happy path. The second way of doing it, the bad way of doing it is like this. Tuesday, then Wednesday. Problem is you are executing checking one day, you're printing this, and you're still gonna check more. Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Doesn't make sense. So you don't want to write like this. What you would do is merge all into single block. And the way you do it is you say L like this. L. Now everything become part of one block. If, and then you are saying if Monday, else if Tuesday, say bread and milk. Okay. If it is Wednesday, I'll say waffle. It's Friday and Saturday. We may need some more days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, this is Thursday. Say Thursday, we'll say this one is Friday. And Friday will like poha. I don't know if you guys like poha. I like poha. Okay. And Friday and Saturday, they eat outside. Sunday also, see, by default, if all 6 conditions are not met, then you can call this else. But there is a reason why I'm not calling this else. I'll still check it with Sunday. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Sunday, we already eat outside, poha, milk, and what else?
Cereal.
What is that?
Milk and cereal.
Milk and cereal. Is this the right spelling? Cereal? C-E-R-R-E-E-L. Okay.
One.
Only one R?
Yeah.
Okay. Else. And then finally in the else, you want to print and say invalid date. Invalid date. Because it is possible that user entered letter S or they made a mistake in spelling. Rather than saying M-O-N-D-A, it says M-N-D-A-Y. One letter here and there, right? So that's an invalid date. So you want to keep else for those invalid scenarios, right? You can't assume that he will enter always between Monday and Sunday all these days. So if you are for sure, that user will never be able to enter anything other than Monday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all these 7 days, then you can use else for Sunday. But right now, the 7th scenario, the 8th possibility is user made a mistake. User entered some value, which is not really between Monday to Sunday. So I'm going to keep that, and this is else. Now the good thing is, as you can see, elif has the same syntax like if. It's just that elif goes with if. You cannot just start with elif. You cannot do that. You have to always start with if and then elif and then else. So this is the complete picture. If, elif, and else, in which if can be independent. You don't have to give elif and else. But for else and elif, you must have one if statement, and one and only one if statement, which is the entry point. Second important and interesting thing is, as I said, if this condition is satisfied, Monday is satisfied, other conditions will completely skip because condition is happy. It already went to like, so if you draw this and you say that this condition is true, then this code will run line number 4 and it will skip all other lines. It is not, because it knows that today is Monday. It cannot be multiple days in a single day. Today is not Monday and Tuesday. It's only Monday. One and only one day, Monday. So it will go to line number 3. Condition is satisfied. It will go to line number 4 and it will skip every other elif checks that makes the code more efficient now.